How much time in your day do you think about energy? Not much, right? And yet we use it all day. There are many forms of energy in the world. Our bodies have energy and use it for autonomous functions like breathing and circulating blood. We also use our energy for things we choose to do, like talking with friends, playing sports, or doing something quiet. Things we use every day also use energy. The light in buildings, furnaces that heat homes, stoves that cook our meals, vehicles, and the machines that make things we depend on. They all use some form of energy. Farms use energy every day for the same things we all do, as well as for farming activities. You may have heard energy described as renewable and non renewable, but what does that mean? All energy has a source. It is actually the energy source that is renewable or non renewable. Another word for renewable is replenished, like when you replenish your fluids after a sweaty soccer game at recess. Except humans don't do the renewing, it happens naturally. Non renewable sources of energy are oil, gas, and coal. Non renewable energy comes from hydrocarbons, which we also call fossil fuels. They were formed by plants and animals that died millions of years ago and were converted into hydrocarbons as they decayed. We drill and dig hydrocarbons out of the ground and process them to make the energy we need. Since it takes millions of years to create fossil fuels, we cannot consider their energy renewable. Renewable sources of energy are sun, known as solar energy, wind, known as wind power, Earth's underground heat, which provides geothermal energy, biomass or plant material, from which we make bioenergy or biofuels, and water from which we create hydroelectric power on a large scale. All of these sources of energy replace themselves all the time. We use technology to harness the energy from these renewable sources and convert it to a form we can use and store. That was a lot of information. Let's check in. What is the main difference between renewable and non-renewable energy? And a bonus question. When you are using electricity, can you tell whether it's from renewable or non-renewable energy? Why? Great work. We need renewable energy so we can live, work, and play and protect the planet. Scientists and engineers are working on ways to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. We can all do more to protect our planet. We can reduce our environmental impact. Can you think of an example of responsible energy use in your community? There are examples all around us. Business owners can install solar panels on their property. Home builders can build homes that use geothermal energy for heat instead of a furnace. Families can use energy wisely by walking instead of driving when possible. Farmers play their part by using renewable energy as much as they can, and by harnessing renewable energy using technology. Let's talk a bit more about the types of renewable energy that might be used or harnessed on Ontario grain farms. Solar. The light and heat from the sun help plants grow. Light can also be converted to electricity. Farmers may choose solar energy if their farms are in sunny places and they have space for solar panels and the large batteries that store electricity. You may have seen solar panels on buildings or even in a big field. Solar panels are called photovoltaic panels. Photo means light. Voltaic means making voltage, which is electricity. Sunlight on the panels generates an electrical field, and the panels convert it to electric current that we can use. Ontario grain farms use solar energy for lighting, to provide electricity for farm buildings and other infrastructure like grain dryer bins. Wind. You may think the word windmill when you see a wind turbine. Windmills were originally a tool that used wind to mill or grind grain. Today we call these machines wind turbines, and they are huge mechanisms that capture wind energy to make electricity. Wind turbines use blades to catch the wind, which makes them turn. Many parts work together to convert wind energy into mechanical power, which is turned into electricity. Farmers may choose wind energy if their farms are in windy places. Geothermal energy is heat from the earth. To capture geothermal energy, people drill down to the hot reservoirs, or pools, under the earth to bring heat and steam to the surface. The heat energy is turned into steam that can drive turbines to generate electricity. Farmers may choose geothermal energy if they can dig deep into the ground. If there is a lot of rock below the soil, such as on the Canadian Shield, geothermal energy is not an option. Bioenergy is another renewable energy type that can be sourced from grain farms. Its energy comes from biomass or biomaterial, plant waste like the harvested leaves or stalks from grains, and even animal poop. Farmers can use biomass to make fuel or fertilizer. Are you wondering how? The waste is put into a biodigester, a big tank with pipes and valves that safely allows biomass to be put in and gases to be removed. The tank also has valves to control the movement of the material and a special seal so gases don't leak out. It's similar to a composter, but a lot more complex. The gases move through the pipes to a safe storage tank. From there, it can be collected to make biofuel for vehicles. And what's left at the bottom of the tank is good for use as fertilizer to help plants grow. Farmers may choose bioenergy when they have space for a biodigester or have a lot of bio waste on their farm. Farmers use renewable energy. They also use technology to reduce the amount of energy they need. Researchers are looking for new sources of renewable energy and better ways to use fossil fuels. It may seem like it takes big actions to make changes, but it doesn't really. You can use less energy by turning off lights when you leave a room, or wearing a sweater instead of turning up the heat, or learning more about renewable energy and how it is used in your community. By using renewable energy like solar and wind, grain farms in Ontario are growing food and helping protect our planet. And you can help too by learning more, asking questions, and sharing what you know about renewable energy.